is hot over here. Hi guys, it is me, Miss MatchaBlossom, and today we're going to be doing a video going over the different books I did receive in the mail, which you see the title of today's video. And before I get into that, I just want to kind of like let you know that I did record this video previously. I've recorded a lot of content, but then when I looked back to edit it, it is so poor quality on the visual aspect, I wouldn't even sit through that. Why would I make you sit through that? I wouldn't let you do that. He's tired of me. I wouldn't be surprised if you are too. Today, we're actually going to go over some books that I have received online that could help out with the hanfu journey, or if you're just a collector of hanfu or historical garments from ancient China, this is something up your alley. So if you want to see these kind of videos, or you're interested in this kind of like diversity of intellect or historical knowledge, hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're interested in more adventures down this aisle, and bell notification lets you know when I do have a new video to be informed. It lets YouTube know what you're looking for with the like button as well. I have all the books on the side over here, but I feel like I'm not in etiquette manner. Let's change that real quick. Let me just change my outfit, so hold on. There we go. Okay, now we getting back into it. There totally wasn't an etiquette. Today we're actually going to be going over some of these books that might help you if you're interested in historical knowledge regarding ancient China, or its beauty aesthetics, or also its fashion aesthetics. These are some I will try to leave the links to. I can't promise you that they will be in stock. They are from different merchants I have received either through Aliexpress. You can get them through other avenues such as Tmall or Taobao or any other websites. If you see me reach over for my tea, which is probably behind the camera, it's probably why, because it is a hot day. So here are the 5 books I wanted to go over with you guys today. I do want to get some more books, honestly, because I found a whole bunch, and I don't know about you guys, but I grew up as a bookworm. We're going to go into the books. I know they're in another language, but I did translate enough to I can tell you guys about it, so do not worry. First book we're going to go over, as I shown before, this one, you would think it's about hanfu. It's actually not. But when I bought this book, it was on my list of books that I wanted to get. It actually is a slipcover because, you know, it's paperback, but has a different cover altogether. In this book, what I liked about it is that it is a makeup and beauty book, essentially. So you're probably asking, okay, well, why the flip would I need that, Matcha? Like, what if I don't care about makeup? I mean, that's fine, but if you want to look like a busted fool, I mean, that's all you, Cap. I'm just saying. This one is normally about, like, it's called Out of Beauty, and it is something that you can look for different chapters, such as, like, there's not just makeup designs, but there's also, like, different kinds of ancient cosmetics. So besides, like, inspirational looks you can get in this chapter, but there's also, like, makeup, like, techniques that you can adapt from, different aesthetics. There's also, like, how you do styling with makeup and how that works. Also, like, the craftsmanship, the traditional jewelry that goes with it, like, for your makeup. It goes into great depth with that. There's even pictures in here that show you the details of, like, how to get this powder, how to make this powder. It's a very confident book on its skills and how to show you these different things. Even with the hairstylings, because I thought it was like makeup only. It's makeup and jewelry and hairstyles with the makeup, so like it really comes in handy. Really comes in handy. So if you don't want to use like hair pieces, or like you don't have hair pieces, there's half wigs, there's whole wigs, there's closure wigs. If you know about that, you know. If you don't know, I'm sorry, go research. There's different ways you can add on hair pieces, or with or without it. I think it's a very inspirational book to keep you updated, like even updos, like for servants, or just more of a more conservative or posh or modest or humble aesthetic. Like it because they even go into the depths of showing you what it looks like from the murals itself. Personally, I really do like books like these where they go into like the visuals, because I am an artist, so I'm very artistically inclined. That's me personally. I think it's a very encouraging book for people who are trying to get into the makeup and want to know more about it. I think this is a book up your alley. Once again, all the books I will try to link down below. If not, I will put the ISBN number next to it as well, so if you need to look it up that way, even if it's an out-of-country book like an import, feel free to. You will still find it. Now, this book is very, very helpful. I even still use it to this day for a lot of hanfu videos, and also like for the recent one coming out for the hanfu mermaid book. This book is very much one of my favorites right now. I'm gonna tell you. If you need a cheat code, girl, you got the cheat code. Okay. Sorry, it really do be helping. You really have no idea. It's called the Structure Atlas of Hanfu for ancient Chinese garments, but essentially for this book, it's really kind of like the cheat codes of every pattern for different types of hanfu. And I know it's a little bit intimidating because most of these books are in another language, but when you use Google's Lens or a lot of translations, or you have a friend or a person you trust to translate this, it really comes in handy. And it's color coded by chapters of which dynasties are which, even like the very minor dynasties are in here as well, which I came to really finding this very useful because one picture, it will show what the pattern looks like on one page. Essentially, it'll show like the pattern, like let's say you want to make a zhongyi, right? You want to make the pants or the top. It'll show what it looks like normally on the front page, and it'll label it. And then on the back end, it'll not only show you what it looks like on the pattern wise, what you need to be looking out for, where the lines need to be, like for measurements or the length, but also down below they'll show you like, oh, here's how long it's in centimeters for this standardly, right? And this is what you need to be looking for, inches or centimeters. And I think that's very useful for people who are either a novice or amateur or either intermediate knowledge in sewing. Whether you've done hanfu sewing or not, it's very encourageable to have this kind of like details or this kind of like demeanor of documentation. Very much a good like cheat code, like a pattern book. Like imagine like American or westernized sewing patterns, but all in one book based off dynasties. Girl, like this is like Chinese sewing for dummies. I'm just saying, like that's hanfu for dummies if you ain't gonna call it out. So that's one of my favorite books, honestly, is the second book that I just showed you. Very well goes into depth with all that. The third book is kind of a little bit lighter, but it's very good details on what they give you. It's not a necessary buy, I don't personally believe. Like a person that you want to know a little bit details here and there, like what makes this tick, what makes that tick, what's the historical background. Girl, this book, boy or girl, they, them, I like this book. This is a very intellectual. It makes me want to buy more books, honestly, about knowledge and mythology and also historical like literature and texts. And what this book in its own made me more curious, and it's called Chinese Fashion Cases and of Ancient China. It tells you like if there's a certain mural or a certain thing that you've noticed in a literature text or hanfu text or like something in a museum, it breaks it down like where it's from, what it is, and how it helps and why it was introduced. For example, I will look at one of them purely because I was reading through this and I was like, it has a lot of content, by the way. Like it does go into different fabrics, so it does explain it a bit more. I genuinely like this, even like where it talks about like the backgrounds of these fabrics, where it comes from, how it helps, and also like who's worn it and where it hasn't been worn, and also the different like the historical context. Honestly, like I think that's very beautiful. Google Lens is good for this, like to translate most of it, if not translating it yourself by learning the language or going to someone you trust that can help you translate it. And I really like the context because it doesn't take it just from murals, it takes it from statues, from jewelry pieces, it takes it from different things like, oh, like if this is from a mural, this is what it looks like in real life, like when they wore it, and this is the background of it. It goes into the history context of hanfu and its garments, its accessories, its context and history. I like that. Even though it's not a big book, it's good enough to kind of get your toes dipped into it. If you're looking for this kind of book, I will put it on. This is the third book. Once again, with all the other books, I will put the ISBN number on it. Next book is the fourth book. It's very similar to the one I've done previously. If you guys have seen my other video for the hanfu pattern books, this is very, very, very similar. It's just more lightweight and very much paperback. This book in itself, honestly, is very instructional on everything. With a lot of us who are into hanfu, if you're into the beginning parts or if you're old school hanfu, you know how hard it is to find a pattern in English or anywhere where you can understand it. Even if it's in Mandarin or whatever language, it just shows measurements and you don't even know where to go. It's like playing Where's Waldo. It's like, how do I make this? I guess I'm gonna Frankenstein my life away. I will definitely say, I know Google has getting better at showing more exports with patterns, and also other websites being more knowledgeable to sharing that. For instance, there's newhanfu.com, I believe. I'll put a link on the crap website that does actually show different patterns you can, like for example, to use. You can make your own measurements. If you guys don't know how to make measurements, by the way, side note, go look at my video. What are you doing? If you want to sew some of your own hanfu and using your own measurements that fit you, because I don't want to hear that,
oh, it don't fit me.
Honey, go watch that video. I don't want to hear nothing. Made a whole video about it. I don't want to hear bull crap, okay? Very helpful. And mind you, I have a lot of my stuff in storage currently right now. It really does go over a lot of the hanfu that you see. It has very much a lot of table of contents. It breaks down the materials you'll actually be needing. Like here's an iron. Here you get, if you don't have a big iron, you got a small iron. Here's the exact needles, all the materials you'll need. You'll need a tweezer, you'll need this, of what you'll be needing, you'll be sewing, what stitching methods you'll be needing, and how to sew on the stitching methods for certain hanfu. That is very helpful, even if you're hand stitching. Come on. I'm just saying, don't fishgate me now. Don't fishgate me. I don't know what that means. I just got feeling very passionate, especially if you're making a zhangyi. And that's how I made mine. I actually looked at this book and it really came a long way to showing me like how many ties you need on the actual hanfu versus what you don't need. How thick are those ties, how to make those ties, and also how to insert them to make it more of a cleaner cut so it doesn't look so rugged even before and after ironing or sewing. I would say this book has come in handy for me. It is very useful, very technical, and also very beginner friendly, especially how introductory it is to showing you exactly what you need. So even if you don't use this book later on in the hanfu producing making, this book will come in handy because it really helps you get your foot in the door. And that way, even if you don't use it later, it's a good reference book to go back to or to let someone borrow and they can give it back to you. It's a very helpful book. I think a lot of people should be looking forward to these kind of books. And once again, I'll put the ISBN number down. All right, the last book, that was the fourth book. This is the last book I have. This one, the title was just like, honey, what? It's literally called Hanfu. Oh my god, so climactic, let me tell you. It literally looks like a plain book. And I know it seems like, oh, it's boring. This one is just very similar to the third book I believe I was referencing to. It does go over different parts of Chinese history, not just hanfu, but it does go over in text besides pictures and murals, like what is what, why it's so important. So it goes through the historical value of like from way back all the way up into the ending Qing dynasty, not Qin. I'd say this book is very helpful. It does go over the historical context and elaborations of the hanfu. It describes each part and why it's important by class, who is wearing it, and I know there's a lot more to it. They show you how to lay it down, but they also describe to you like who wore what. Very good introductory, like if someone doesn't know hanfu at all and they're trying to get into it, this would be a very good book for them. All these books are very good if you're trying to learn the language because it really will put you to the test. But at the same time, I would say if you have a translator or if you have someone you trust that can translate this for you, if not Google Lens or translation text, or you can probably find some of these books on a PDF online and start reading them and have it translated, or you could translate them yourself. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, I can just find someone, I need to buy it. Okay, well then do so. This video is purely just to get you into it and then under English, Matcha. English. It's to help you understand the hanfu culture and to get your foot into the door. Now I know a lot of people always like complain and say there's this, there's that. Yes, but at the same time, these books are made to help you get your foot into it until you are more aquatically. These books help you get more adequately. I can't English. Adequately more understanding into hanfu culture and what it is and how you can get it to yourself and an understanding demeanor. I dropped the book. No. These books here, the reason why I'm showing you these books are not to show off or to be like, oh my god, hanfu. No. This is literally just to show you different knowledge aspects and what to be reading, what to be looking out for, and how to help increase your knowledge into more of the culture and show you that there's a lot more instructional information out there. You just have to go and seek it. A lot of people get lazy and say, oh, well, there's nothing out there. Even if it's not in your language, be encouraged to learn more about it. It's a very beautiful thing, like a lot of cultures in this world. I'm very grateful that I have the ability to get these books and to know more about the culture, have really good friends and encouraging people in my life that allow me to have this. But that is actually it for today's video. I do apologize for the long way back from not making as much videos recently. I have been actually busy I moved twice in the past 7 months, I want to say, and I'm in a somewhat better environment to film, but I'm also like revamping my room as well, so I do apologize for the messiness. Jack is just hot because it's 94 degrees right now. I don't blame him. It's sweating right now. Thank you guys so much for your time and being with me as I got to share my books today about hanfu culture and its ancient Chinese background of what its context is. But I do want to thank you guys so much. Don't forget to spread peace, love, and happiness. It's only up to you to actually make every day beautiful. I'll see you ladies and gents later. I am blossoming out. Bye. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you mother flips. Beautiful blossom.